Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, reviews and off-times reminiscences. Very often it's the artwork that either puts you off or grabs you, and here with Ophanim, you don't need me to tell you that with artwork like that you are immediately intrigued as to what may lie within. I mean, the artwork on its own is enough to put on your wall and gaze at, and contemplate and marvel at. So any music that comes thereafter really has some big boots to fill, and happily I can report that it certainly does. And no better way, of course, than to prove the point is to listen, and listen we shall. Let's go. So immediately you can tell we've got an item of quality here. The artists involved, you suspect, didn't compose the songs on this album by sitting in a pub and writing down their ideas on the back of a beer mat and completing it and then going, come on, let's go and do it then. And going into their studio and thrashing out whatever they thrash out. You know, my musical taste bridges the painfully basic and raw at times to the quite opulent and rich, and there's merit from each point and any point in between, and so this sort of goes towards that more opulent end of the scale, and you know, we are almost immediately drawn into sort of stories and almost film score territory, and let me tell you now, it gets better. think you can already tell, can't you? There's something special about this. The in whatever part of the spectrum you want to place Ophanim, they you can put them on the pedestal, or the same sort of pedestal or height of pedestal maybe that Nightbringer have in their part of the spectrum. They have got that mystic magnificent, can't even say it, mystic magnificence about them that you sort of know there's the esoteric sort of winding its way through this music, and you know, tales are being told. It's something I say all the time, and this sort of music anyway, that it's a sort of music that needs to take you on a journey, and the more epic the better, and this is certainly that. This isn't your day trip to the seaside. This is this is chartering yourself onto an old sailing ship and sailing out into the unknown. By comparison, yes, it's top stuff. It doesn't matter, I don't think, how much you're into the most ravenous, bestial, raucous music. Maybe it's just me, but you can't fail to be sort of moved a little by quieter interludes or bridges like the one we just had then. There's something familiar about it. I wouldn't say it's a direct lift of any other sort of synth bridge that you hear elsewhere, but it is that sort of motif that's often used to portray the icy wastes, isn't it? And although I'm not sure that that's what it portrays for me on this particular song, it does have that twinkle about it, and it just sort of I'm trying to say here, there's something about it that soothes before it gets raucous again. Raucous is relative here. There is, as I say, this music is too rich to be properly called raucous, but it has got momentum, shall we say, and when it does kick up in emphasis, and it it sort of swallows that quieter interlude into itself. The whole, I'm trying to say, the whole just makes it more epic, and takes you along with it, gets you reaching for your saber, ready to swish along to. every corner you turn, it's just a delight. And there are bands that sail similar seas or the same seas as these, and they don't. Put it this way, this is the only one of those bands I've bought. There are, oh, good grief. I'm trying to think of the name of the other band that this reminds me of, or is in the same spectrum. When you get to my age, names become irrelevant because you can never remember them. Which is why if everybody ever asks me what's your favourite song, album, artist, I sort of struggle. I can point to an album cover and say I like this one, but songs and artists I do struggle with. Early onset dementia, I guess, creeping in. But is it Aqueous? Something like that. Can't remember. That might be the album name. But anyway, if it is Aqueous, whatever. The point I'm making is that this music needs to move you, and it's very often, for me anyway, if it's too orchestral, it doesn't move me enough. I appreciate and enjoy parts, but not the whole. Whereas here, I've enjoyed the whole of this album, and it's, as I say, I bought it more or less straight away. So it's scratched something that the others haven't. Glorious. It seems to me that filmmakers miss a trick when they score the music for their films. I mean, you can imagine the sort of film that this would suitably accompany, but they could go out there with others as well. But the artists like this provide ready-made film score music, which you wouldn't need to pay some rich Hollywood composer lots of money to go away for a year or two to come up with a score. These are ready made for any epic adventure type movie, but not even that. You can think of biographies where tumultuous times in someone's life this music would be a perfect accompaniment to, and it just drips in drama. So any sort of scenario where you want to convey that in a film, this music would amply accentuate and accompany. And of course, it doesn't need to have a visual accompaniment to it. It is of itself enough to paint any picture well, not any picture, but to paint a vivid enough picture for you that you don't need a physical or visual accompaniment for it. Yeah. So there you go. Struck me just as that ended that if Disney went dark and increased the depth of their tales significantly, then they could use this music easily. It I suppose the only question posed now is, does the album cover live up to, or does the music live up to the album cover? And I answered it at the beginning, to be honest. I'm repeating myself. But yes, it absolutely does. The mystery suggested by the album cover is more than adequately represented, and it goes much further than just meeting the promise of the album cover. It goes far beyond that, and you cannot fail to be satisfied with the listening. The rest of the other three tracks, and all fairly lengthy tracks on here, all have the same merit and quality as that song or track we just listened to, and you will be left having listened to the whole album as if you've been through some sort of Tolkien-esque book, some epic fantasy. You will be left feeling like you just read one of those. But anyway, top notch. Clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.